inside of a Nomad. I must sterilize. Yeah, well, I had to sterilize a bunch of the contacts, and by the time Parker gets the bill on this one, he may wish we had beamed it into deep space. For those of you who haven't seen Star Trek, yeah, look it up. Nomad. Okay, that is what it looks like, and I'm still not sure where the bass section is. I haven't gotten that far, but I did do all the contacts that had issues, and I had to actually cut a hole in the plastic underneath here. If you get that up and pull the key movement up, you can get to the plastic that covers the front of the contacts, and I had to get in there and rake them with a probe. Back here, though, you see down there are resistors that proportion all the footages. Many of those were cracking. Some of them just had bad solder. That's the typical issue of another Teisco we worked on. This does have the familiar Teisco look to it. The card cage made of wood. This one actually has a metal top, though. This is the metal top. And these use different looking parts. It looks a little newer than some of the Teiscos I've worked on. But anyway, that is the Nomad inside, and we'll have it together here and play it in a minute, hopefully. Now let's do an overview of what we've learned. First of all, this is your rhythm board in the back here at the bottom, and that is your adjustment for the drum. Makes kind of a, oh, I don't know. It turns more and more into a tone as you turn it this way, around like that. And this one is your resonant filter for the wood block. And this is a tone for the cymbal, basically, and those are just noise source things. That's a fixed noise source for the brush. And meanwhile, it winds up going into this card to get, I guess, amplify. I don't know what all that card does. I don't really, it seems to be all that happens is that goes on and off of it. A lot of circuitry for doing a little there, it seems like, but anyway. This is your reverb stuff here. Actually, this, which I thought maybe was a vibrato. Vibrato, I guess, is in here. This is actually says it's your bass sustain circuit. However, I don't see any trigger for it. I don't know how it knows when the note starts. So it's hard to sustain if you don't know how long to sustain. And then up here we've got your fuzz stuff comes in here, though fuzz isn't working on this one currently. These control the tone, overall tone of the sound. Then these are some level and whatever. Not sure. I tried them and they didn't do anything with the fuzz. Anyway, this is your tremolo and the speed adjustment up there for it, of course. And these are obviously tone filters. But the bass goes up to there, and I think I was saying tone cards before my battery died. Tone filters here before my battery died. And then, let's see, yeah, it's still unclear to me how the bass path works, because your pedal connector here has the common white wire coming off, and it goes up to this sustainer circuit, and it's right next to, in the connector, that's the bass, the brown wire coming from the keyboard, and it has signal on it. And then this is from the pedal board right next to it. So you can clamp those together, you get bass. However, there's no sustainer operation currently. So anyway, hopefully we'll figure that out sometime, some way, someday. I may be out of time to work on this one though. Right now, I wish we had schematic. And there's the Nomad all together. Really impressive. It's the only bass sound we get because I just paralleled it. Sustain off, bass dies. Gotta have sustain on right now. See if we can do a few mixes. Notice they're interactive, so that, you know, sometimes it gets quieter if you add a filter. They interact in interesting ways. A little scratchy note there still. These contacts need to be played a while. There's a mixture of contact issues and bad resistors, and I think I got all the bad resistors through quite an extensive resistoring process. But anyway, that's what it looks like and sort of sounds like. The Nomad through my little tube amp made from a, you've seen this thing, it was a chassis that was in the back of the Epiphone amp that I got from Seattle, and I just threw it in this weird organ box. Kind of interesting amp. That's why I've been testing things through here on this trip.